saying, you guys saw it there. I know that they're saying English, and I think the choreographer that saw that. He stepped off with the brothers, threw the ball, whatever the case was upon his face. You saw that he was going too far. You're talking, how am I going to even talk about that guy? Maybe he's one of those that doesn't even get along with his family. You see how that guy did that is maybe he doesn't get along with his brother and stuff like that. We're also saying, well, not react to how his head is going like me. Like me, after this, I'm probably going to have a lot of people around not letting anything happen. I'm just going to stay cool and compose like I always am. If I'm fighting this guy is able to get to me and trying to do anything, it's just messed up. I don't want invitation. I'm going to stay the same. But it's also it's like very scared with all this stuff. Yeah, it's a great story. It's saying that if they don't want to give you for attention that badly, you should have told me one. And if I was like to get a petty years at 9 o'clock or something, while making a big announcement, tune in. And I'm sure to save my medical because I do lives, but I only said tune in live. I'm not going to do that's what most wanted. Wanted people to stop watching the Netflix show. That's what they wanted. You know, I think live was underwhelming.
Bloody teeth in my slot.
I told you so. Started with scene that are at the top of the galaxy. That's what I would have done. So it's eliminating all white as good as possible. To me, that's just about in and out. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Did I not tell you how many times this was coming? It's going to be Connor back 170 pounds, 5 rounds, July 11th, International Olympic. I told you. And it's great.
Oh yeah, that's all right. It's in beast mode.
Prediction on who will come out on top. Shots. If I got to take a 170, you're going to have one power. Not too much now, man.
Right, baby. Nice frosty. That was the jacket beside me. Show you that. Fuck off shit.
The fact that he is so tough that he can stand the lead and seem to not care and try to do whatever he can. It's not that he looks like crap. He looks like, in my opinion, like he usually does. It's just, I had the ability to just dominate that space.
Appears to be another teleportation device, but more complex in construction.
First round, he was jabbing me away. Just because I was walking into it or walking
Discovered a broken automaton.
pushing me up.
Clutching
my range and time.
digital tool.
You know, if they don't want to give me credit, it's just another Mike Perry fight.
Appears safe to repurpose.
You know, I don't necessarily always get the credit, or I don't
Xenotime blade weapon.
followers, but that's fine because I'm going to keep working out hard.
Adding to equipment for immediate use.
Check off fight night and fight like I want to win and fight like I want to fight it again. Another big fight. You know, that's sports. In the event, Travis weighed in at 142 pounds during Friday's official weigh-ins and weighed in 143 pounds for the $11. Came in at 141.4 pounds on Friday before gaining 10.6 pounds for the night. He permanently weighs 150 pounds. And Hogan weighed his action weight towards offense. He has weighed 116.6 pounds in the official weigh-ins, but they're only 60 pounds. Like easily carried it 106 pounds. And weighed 160 pounds. It's like very big one. Here's the rest of the list. Francis Ability, is 146. Fight rate is 158.6. 26. White Knight, 169.8, 14.2, Kenneth Ross, 5.4, White Knight, 168.4, 13, Clinical Santos, 5.4, White Knight, 249.8, weight gain, 4.4, Lopez Desmania, weight in, 238.8, White Knight, 260.2. The entire card including feature premium as now facilitated for 170.8 on the scale to a whopping 198 pounds of White Knight. That means facilitating 27.2 pounds, a 60% increase, and reaching back 186 pounds.
My house key. How could this be here?
that's the old one is 9.2 pounds, 50 pounds. She never run away, tries to go lost along the routes that are first fight back in 17 years. On one day, runaway shoot her first trip to the laws and the army. She walked just to get out of the house.
It's not fresh at all. It's simple, somebody. We're doing the strange thing. No, the younger lad who's the babysitter, so that's a nice guy. Started off as a bit of a jerk, then he ended up looking after the youngest. They always use him to show the perfect babysitter that he's got all the kids. It's creepy, look, sign a baby and Photoshop them into it like a clown.
This TikTok is essentially cyberstalking using AI to harass celebrities. The straight up just has to stop because this is beyond creepy. Because she has been using AI to make disturbing pictures of herself and her celebrity crushes, including fake relationships, fake hospital photos, and fake babies across TikTok and Instagram. And I know you keep saying,
Baby Botox.
it's going to get weirder and weirder. And this is absolutely an example
Been being used, no AI.
where I guess now being extremely weird because we would have never thought to have
Well,
a
we said
problem like
we
this
did.
back in like what 2015. I think the closest to that is this like viral Instagram guy. I think his name was it was like this guy who like used to Photoshop
This
himself
guy's
into
amazing, but
celebrity
like it
photos.
was, it's really
Well,
interesting.
his name, but I did actually
It's
find
really
the
trapped on a
picture
planet
referencing,
that you can't die.
used
Well,
to
you
be
can die,
more.
you keep going back.
Now,
But
things
then
are
you
looking
find
a
your
little
own
more
planet.
realistic
But
without
now,
AI.
in its
I don't see
alien planet,
Photoshop stuff
there's
like
now
that. That's why
20
it's
century
true.
hates
Now
there.
you have people
So this
essentially
planet
who are
adapts to
really,
some hate
really
on it.
the significant others of
Very
legitimate
good guy.
celebrities.
Awesome.
AI has been
Awesome
getting
guy.
more and more dystopian by the day, and now we're hitting new lows.
Goes
where
up to window
people
this kind
are
of
being
thing. Like
posted
some
online
dark
with
souls
pictures of people
there.
they've
Basic
never
something
met.
to the
And no,
past.
I'm not talking about like the Jake Paul edits that have been going around for a bit. And as I mentioned earlier,
What was that?
way
No,
more
let's carry it for. These shoes are supposed to be out of human, that's one thing. But it's done like this,
And the main account we're covering today is named
maybe not
Kaylee
healthy.
Curie. Obviously, Curie is the last name of Joe. Which of these images are real from a photo shoot or AI? And if it is AI, is it the latest ChatGPT image model? Is it Nano Banana? Or is it a tool you never? Today is named Kaylee Curie. Obviously, Curie is the last name of Joe Curie, who is a
Okay.
legitimate
No,
celebrity.
okay.
So she's claiming she's his wife,
Curie,
you know, something like that.
Madam
Obviously,
Curie.
Mary
fans
Curie.
basically
That's like a prostitute. Madam Curie. I decide like she's also just stuff radiation, but it may death be in a myth. That has blown my mind. I've heard that so wrong for so many years. I was always Madam Curie, not Mary Curie. Holy shit, I got to do it. Test everything.
Imagine.
This misogyny will not stand, little man.
Highlight that it's more, you know,
And neither could it.
AI art. No, they are meant to look real. Real enough that casual viewers genuinely start asking if Joe Curie is now a father. So, clearly this is insane.
Joe Curie, sounds
What
like a
made all
joke,
this
isn't
so
it?
much worse is how quickly confusion
Good
spread.
actor, though.
Because there were mamas asking if the baby was real. If Joe Curie
I'd
had
love to be
announced
that
it,
show.
or-
You'd be disappointed. I thought it was one of those doing the 80s club jerks. Maybe he started off a jerk, he became a hero to the kids and bits.
I loved my first missions in this binder.
This started happening
This
when
is still
AI
in the
was
mothership
fairly
archives.
new, so I don't think a lot of people were
In a way.
quite, you know, expecting it to look this real. And obviously,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the
this is your house, it's
older
draining
fans
to
that
be a
seem
man,
to be
this
being
man.
spoofed by this. So the younger hardcore fans, they're trying to correct the record. Many of those comments were deleted, and some users say they were blocked. And others reported the post to TikTok for AI misuse, impersonation, and deepfakes.
It's something stuff cheap's always too cool.
So it's interesting.
What
This account made real looking photos of a real person and then any comments that pointed out it was fake. Excuse me, boy. What kind of group fantasy are they trying to create here? Like, the more people who think this is real, the better, I guess. If their goal is to trick as many people as possible. Oh, to make it all worse, she also made a fake Steve Harrington TikTok
Who's up there?
that, I guess, is pretending to be ran by Steve. So this account was even commenting on her other account stuff, like, you just made me the happiest man on the planet.
Oh,
Thank you for
God.
being in my life, and I thank God for bringing us together.
Oh,
Excuse me.
God.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of mental illness is this? Because this is not okay. This doesn't make sense. Why are you creating attention this bad? But I guess she's logging out of one of her fake Steve Harrington TikTok accounts to log into another one. pretend to be her fake boyfriend and then comment on her own TikToks. Yeah, this is how. This is awful. She's like, what's going on here? But of course, instead of stopping when she started getting a bunch of backlash, the main account was suddenly just private, which might have looked like the end of the story, but no, it wasn't. Almost immediately, new accounts started popping up with the same user, and one continued the Joe Fury content under a different username, K. Harrington AI. So at least they're putting AI in the username, but the TikTok account had the caption, I had to make a new account because people can't tell what's real and what's fake. This sounds like they're trying to cover their tracks, but what do I know? You would think the confusion would be from purposefully creating content designed to look like the real person. What do I know, though? But I found another account from the same user, too. But this one shifted the focus entirely into a different actor. This one is K. Scott AI. Those are really the only two accounts that are left right now, and I've been looking into this for months. I think I found this with the Joe Fury baby photos for starting to go viral. Disclaimer, it's all AI. We're talking about AI accounts here. Don't sue me. But since then, she's scrubbed a whole lot of her digital footprint, but not before I managed to scrape a good bit of that. And I guess she doesn't feel too bad about it, because she still at least has 2 accounts up. And this account includes the same behavior, the same creepy AI relationship framing, just with a new target. There's just something so messed up about this entire thing. Taking a celebrity and making her own fake AI baby is just beyond creepy. It seems like she's not just addicted to the content, but also to the reactions that she's getting, because she could just private all these accounts, because, you know, obviously a lot of people realize AI is not very happy with this. They love comments, asking the creator to stop, pointing out that Joe Fury is a real person, not a fictional character, and obviously pretending that he woke up with a baby is crossing the lines.
Yeah.
And according to multiple users, those comments did not stay up for long. People say that he did or they were just blocked entirely. But apparently, all she has to do to keep her accounts up is this like small warning in her bio that's all AI. Past that, I guess you can just keep her stuff she wants to. And multiple commenters also started complaining about the Discord server where people call her out or make fun of. So according to the people who say that we're targeted, AI-generated images made them. So they comment to say this is messed up, that suddenly there's deepfake images of them doing degrading things just for calling out someone AIing a celebrity. Like, excuse me, what is going on here? So they're using AI and Chael Sonnen and the other actors and their fans. What a great use of it. I'm so happy that my power bill is jacked through the roof because of this. So what's great about all this, she's kind of created this weird... Shit. I'm just learning.
Stop wasting 40% of your company's compute money in the cloud running the wrong queries for AI. Most organizations are running Databricks or Snowflake or Teradata or whatever data platform. There's nothing wrong with the data platforms, but they're not doing query direction.
He's kind of created this weird community where people are commenting support on these weird posts, because each of these pages follow other accounts that post AI scheme character content. As just a few from this one particular actor. So I'm sure there's other actors that has, I guess, fans, I guess they're fans in a way, doing or making this weird content about them. So when I first started looking into this, I was not expecting to find all of these AI girlfriends and wives of celebrities. But welcome to the new world that's quite dystopian. But this particular account is also using AI to edit the way she looks. So she'll post a video like this, and then post a picture like this. So I guess she's just using AI for everything. And then you have this account, which literally says in the bio that all hate should be thrown back at the people interacting. So I guess that's referring to maybe the Discord thing. So they're openly threatening people with making deepfakes of them just because they're pointing out how messed up it is making deepfakes of popular celebrities. But hey, I guess watch out, because if you think that's weird, you're gonna get a picture made of you doing something weird on some Discord server. So awesome. Hopefully they don't do that in South Korea though, because Johnny's currently finding out about doing that. And hopefully, I'm not hooked here, but I guess she's friends with Kaylee too, since they made deepfakes together. The deepfake collab, dude. We are in a very fascinating time. And obviously, Joe Curie is not co-signing this whatsoever. I don't think he has a say here, because again, this is kind of like we're stepping into new territory here. And I guess people are defending this behavior by saying, oh, it's all just fan fiction. But fan fiction does not trick people into believing a real being is secretly having a child. So this is a little interesting. How will this affect the legal environment? environment in the future? I don't know, because I'm sure laws about deepfakes are probably only going to become more and more strict. As I mentioned earlier, South Korea has already made their own laws about deepfakes, and I'm sure the U.S. is probably going to do something about it in the future. Because there was a case earlier last year in Taylor Swift with the AI part, and that rule made it so that the big deepfake enforcements was prohibited from potentially all this case of and that was all tied behind the technical excuse here that they argue these AI images are not advertisements or political misinformation. But to me, I mean, this seems like a pretty big defamation of privacy. I mean, you even have entire law firms that are advertising help for these kind of civil suits. So I guess we're seeing law firms catching up to this kind of stuff, but the platforms are definitely not keeping up. And I should also mention that it's not only girls doing these trends as well, because I guess, unfortunately, this is the entire genre of content now, and this keeps getting easier to make. Like, we're just heading into a version of the internet where you genuinely can't tell whether someone's life actually happened or was generated by some crazy person with a Discord server. So hey, I guess we're all just cooks, or at least we're here to witness it. I don't know what to say. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.
Hello, you caught me trying to eat more healthily. It's a challenge I put myself through every year because eating well is good, isn't it? You know, good for physical health, good for mental health, good for your insides, good for cognitive function, probably. The problem is biscuits, especially when someone has just randomly arranged a plate of them on the arm of my chair. I mean, look at them sitting there mocking me. Looking all delicious. Living life without biscuits is like playing Skyrim without protein, requiring a level of effort and discipline I've never been bothered to muster. It would take me a level 90 healthy eater to swear off moments. It's a bit like your everyday gamer like me trying to attempt a high difficulty in a game that's also like you will die all the time when playing this, so don't even try mode. I've been surprised it's quite hard. I actually thought of several of those while successfully resisting the temptation to eat those biscuits. The last time we did this video, we started off with the original Doom's Nightmare mode. Not wanting to be outdone, the Doom 2016 reboot and Doom Eternal let you play in Ultra Nightmare mode. But it's like Nightmare mode, but Ultra horrible. The enemy AI is smarter and more aggressive with more accurate attacks and special abilities on the stand. But it's more patient and methodical and really, really good at the game. You should be able to manage this. The real problem is the saving system, which is to say, there isn't one. If you die, it is game over, and you have to start all the way from the beginning of the level, which is pure evil. Ultra Nightmare is one of those modes that will really make you stand out among your fellow gamers. It demands a lot. Lightning fast reflexes, scalpel-like precision, and a dedication to demon killing, matched only by Doom-like stealth, none of which I have, so I got Starfighter Connor to capture it for me. You alright, Starfighter Connor? That's fine.
Check in a minute. Does it smell like stewing in there?
Number 2 is Honor Mode from Baldur's Gate 3, along with the usual
Turn it
stuff
down
that
to
makes hard modes hard.
it's on for the viewing. Check it.
Enemies, less loot. It also introduces a stricter action economy, meaning you get fewer damage multipliers during battle. But the real issue is the introduction of permadeath. This is just your standard permadeath, you know, die and everything's over forever. But there are some nasty saving restrictions as well. You get these save file for the game that you can only load from the main menu. That save file will be overwritten every time you go into the main menu. The game, the player quick saves, or the game auto saves. Basically, there is no cheating your way around this. Whatever happens, happens, whether you like it or not. Not. there's more. If your whole party dies, the game offers you a choice. If you either end the campaign, which defeats your single right and makes it instead. Meaning that even if you do get to the end, you won't get the rewards of the completing an honourable run. If this is what it means to be honourable, then consider me a proud scoundrel. The next video game hard mode only expert gamers can finish is brutal difficulty from Uncharted the Nathan Drake collection. Actually, Rob, the hardest difficulty in Uncharted is crushing. Everybody knows that, actually.
No, it's the next one.
Extra difficulty level in the remasters that you can only unlock by
Once you do crushing. Yeah.
And I should know, because I have been told about it by Alex.
I have been told about it. I fucking love it.
Crushing the difficulty that already lived up to its name by crushing the spirit of anyone attempting it. Brutal takes that platform and says, how about this? It's crushing, but you deal half as much damage, and combat tutorials are disabled.
Yeah.
Enemies don't drop weapons when stealth fail. And any ammo pickup only gives you a sixth of what it did before. And I was thinking, we make the enemies deal double damage.
I've been able to keep things today. You need to get going.
I'll try again, but I'll put 2 full on it.
And it just says that
That's what I'm lying, yeah.
It's a feat of difficulty that creatively surpasses its predecessor in every way. In nature, another mode that if you have managed to successfully beat it, then you are truly an expert gamer. It is unlocked, so once again, I am calling for the aid of staff writer Connor. He's still breathing.
Still breathing.
For our next entry, we have the unique scaling difficulty system of side-scrolling roguelike Dead Cells. Well, I say roguelike, I'm sure there are some of you as I speak bursting to correct me and let me know that it's actually a Souls-like or a Metroidvania, or if you're especially online, a rogue failure. Well done. The important thing, though, is that it's really flipping hard, and it's hard in a unique, incredible way. You see, Cells run to effectively achieve your own difficulty scheme, not selected from a menu or intro screen like so many other games, but an organic one that's integrated into the game's world and lore and determined by collectible items. A simple loop of Dead Cells can take under an hour. You start here as the prisoner, a green ball of slime controlling this endless corpse. We're feeling good about ourselves already, thanks Dead Cells. Working your way through various areas and bosses or fighting what seems to be the final boss, the Hand of the King. With, and you are not rewarded with the end credits, however, but instead the boss cell. Congratulations, your prize is increased difficulty. Enemies are tougher, healing recharges more scarce, you feel, or no. It's harder to defeat the Hand of the King for a second time. When you do, you'll get another boss cell, which will make things even harder, then a third, making things harder still, a fourth, and if you get that far, a fifth. At this point, the game is full of nightmarish, super tough monsters. Health recharges are a distant memory, and the world is affected by a health-depleting status called the malaise. Just how far are the escalating
Yes.
well, Nathan,
But I'll say
tonight, and we'll try it tonight.
it'll be doing its work.
cells and
Try
describe
and
the
get
game
a
as
bit before Friday. Maybe stay here a bit early, a bit late tomorrow.
Yes, get it cooked up.
Otherwise, it's going to be mad.
Oh, yes.
Helldivers 2.
Hard, it'd be impossible to catch up with, to be fair.
No, it's like not.
Sorry. Not a day.
Survive for more than a couple of minutes.
Well, that would be the gym. Like, because that's but then they don't.
No, well, you can, because I can just keep them in the glass drawer thing.
Hard. It's just the 5th level of 10. The names get suitably more badass from that point onwards. Extreme, Suicide Mission. There are 3 more levels harder. That's Suicide Mission. Impossible, Hell Dive, and Super Hell Dive. difficulty in an ever-changing, ever-updated game like Helldivers is a bit of a moving target. Dropping into Super Helldive with a sort of random and no voice contact.
I think you'll have to have a look. I think we used the last pack yesterday, but I don't want to say for sure. Sometimes I can go up to Iceland.
Helldivers 2 was spot on this list.
But I'll run to Iceland.
Things to go hilariously, hugely wrong. All it takes is 1 second for you to set yourself on fire, wipe your squad in a horrific FRV accident, get squashed by brushing up against an exosuit, burn horribly to death because someone used a napalm eagle strike on the same planet as you.
Oh no, just the main boss. I think we're about to get pwned. Choose it. You got to my toss, buddy. You got to my toss. Don't you do my toss? I saw it in the toss of you devil dog.
No rubbing your nose in the dirt. You know, it could have called it something like strike mode or beat your ass. Or you'll never save her, stop trying difficulty. Just hard mode. Simplicity of name that belies the wicked challenge underneath. Granted, you unlock this difficulty after finishing the game, so you get to attack it new game plus style with everyone at level 50 and all the best weapons and materia. But enemies are now way stronger. You cannot use items and heal kicker. Healing benches no longer restore your MP. Combined with the fact you can't use there's no items forever, and suddenly the crux of hard mode.
Shit.
Trying to make it through each chapter while preserving as much as possible.
So he's back.
You need to know again inside effect your materia sets up for each boss fight and strategically plan when and how to use your precious MP.
No, small favorite system like that. Give you a rest.
During the mid-car escape.
That'll give you a rest to say you call it. Oh, stupid thing.
Difficulties like even on
Bang, bang.
difficulty and on hard mode, Hellhouse is strong enough. And its brought Tomberries, a monstrous thunder which is enough to make even a hardcore Final Fantasy fans blood run cold. Only a true expert is finishing Final Fantasy on hard. Our final entry is hard mode.
But I'll be back this week.
She's doing it already.
Appreciated. The difference is a game where Reynolds said Lana Rousey did not redeem herself. He said the entire experiment was great from top to bottom. I wonder what he meant by that. Specifically, I wonder what he meant by that. I don't think he meant the whole program. I don't think that's what he meant. I think he means Rhonda versus Gina. The fact that together they're the better part of 100. And they've announced.
Wow.
You call it retired. I think he's talking about these aspects, these pieces of ingredient. And one thing that the fan really, really wants, that the fan will deny that he wants, but he must have it to feel home. He has to see devastation. MVP, Netflix, MMA, doing another show. Ron Rousey made a comment, and I've been stewing on it, guys. I mean, it's spinning in my head. I haven't let it go. And Ron, by the way, maybe I should preface this. This was my favorite Ron ever. She could not have done a better job. Not to mention, she didn't exactly get dealt a high hand. That's not easy to come back. No belt, no title, nothing meaningful, not in your weight class. A fight that leads to nowhere, like she didn't get dealt anything that is easy to promote. And then, she's also a heel. Ronda's bad girl if she's taking on Gina. Everybody's going to be the bad girl if they're taking on Gina. Gina's just like this lovable character. So,
Now you're kind of in a hard spot right there. So Rhonda never once makes it about Gina, she makes it about her against the UFC, she makes it about Netflix, MVP versus the man, performer, wage masters, ultimate fighting championship. Everything that she did worked really well. Rhonda found it one day, but it's irrelevant because I know that Rhonda is a performer. Rhonda performed so well that there were times and arms still that I don't know where the performance was versus when she was doing it. When she was being real. She presented everything as though it's real. She presented everything as though she truly believed it. I don't think she was. I don't think she was showing up. I don't think that's the case. I think she was just a complete performer. But one of the things that Rhonda did, and I love this, some of the same fight. Fight for everyone, not what title. Fight follows the money, not the belt. And she's right. I can prove that she's right. She's for example, Conor McGregor is 9 of the top 10 total record belts. 9? Top 10 best people in oh! Conor McGregor comes in. Right, 8 own player with one of his owners numbers down the spot. But of those fights, they were all title fights. And Conor was 5 years ago, guys, 6 years ago. But whatever year that was, he fought 14 twice within that year. The of the year were all Conor fights. Now he's coming off loss, and we're going there to go up a week. John Bonnet and everything. Neither of those was for a belt. So I think that helps to prove Ronda's point.
So, that side, everything gets
the one the main event is the one that people want to see the most. That's a term for money fight. The big money fight. That's just the one the audience wants to see the most. The audience does not need a belt. They would prefer a belt. Belt only gets trumped by personal grudge. Ronda found herself in a spot where there was no belt and there was no personal grudge. Very hard, historically speaking, to show me any fight that had any kind of records. Any. Sold more t-shirts, sold more popcorn, sold more tickets, sold more pay-per-view slips. You'll have a very hard time to the point that I believe it's impossible. I don't believe in boxing, in professional wrestling, or in MMA. You can show me anything that holds a record that did not have a title and did not have personal grudge. So, Ronda really got me thinking about this. I just love the concept. I love the line. Where do you go from here, right? Because we're just trying to figure out, is MVP, Netflix, MMA going to do another show? They're going to have another event. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. MVP was very honest with us. Jake Paul and Nikita were so honest with us. I really appreciate it. Just plain simple, they asked Nikita at the end of the night, hey, we never knew John Jones to fight Francis. Now he's going to be high. He's going to be high on life. He's in celebration. He just put on this killer event. He finally can exhale for a moment before he wakes up on Monday and has to start this process all over again. And even as seductive as that might have been, he answered the question honestly, so I don't think so. I'd love to promote him. I can't imagine he's never worked with anybody who has. I can't imagine that we're going to be first. But he's honest. And one thing that Jake and the Keys were so honest about is to say, look, this is a trial run. Netflix is not sold on the idea of MMA. We got all these athletes here on one-off contracts, of which have now been fulfilled. So we have no contractual agreement with any of the athletes that you saw tonight, which happen to be the only athletes that MVP on Netflix.
Who is interested in credit and free delivery?
Wow.
It's you. Do you love it?
You